this video, we will understand how to use the Vim editor. So let us begin. As we have been discussing, most of us are accustomed to using a graphical text editor. We ourselves had used gedit for creating our first file. But if we are working at the command line without the GUI, we may not always have the access to a graphical text editor, especially when we have logged into a server remotely from a distant machine. Well, almost in all Linux distributions, there is a text editor called VI, and it is command-based. It was a popular text editor on BSD Unix, which continued to be used in other Unix and Linux systems. VI here stands for Visual Editor. Then again, Linux users just use the term VI and hardly care about what VI stands for. Actually, we have an advanced version of it called as Vim, which stands for VI Improved. You can check if you have Vim editor installed on your machine by typing vim --version. If it is not installed, then I suggest that you install the Vim editor. On our Ubuntu Linux, you can type sudo apt install vim. When it prompts for the password, we type in the password. And just before it can begin the installation, it asks me, am I okay to spend so much amount of memory? I will press Y, which stands for yes, and continue with the installation. On other distributions, you can use the following commands. Though VI in itself has a lot of features, we will focus only on the essential ones. Let us create a separate directory for all the practice sessions that we do. So let me first create a directory called as practice and go into this directory by using cd. Within this, let me create another directory called as editors. This is where I'll try out various editors. Let me go into this directory. Now I'll create a text file named Beatles. I will type vim beatles.txt. This is to launch a text file named Beatles on the Vim editor. Let us press enter. And this is how the first screen looks like. Vim has two modes. Insertion mode, where we type and make manual changes to text, and command mode, where we issue commands like save, copy, paste, etc. I will press I to go into the insertion mode, and here I can start typing things. And if I press escape, I will go back into the command mode. You can see when I pressed I, there is insert written below, and once I press escape, which I am doing now, I will go back into the command mode. Keys you press in command mode perform differently in insertion mode, so we have to be careful here. You may end up deleting the data if you are not aware of the key functions. So let us go back into the insertion mode by pressing I. This lets me insert the text right before the cursor. Let me type in the names of some legends here. Now, after I type John Lennon, I can go into the next line by pressing enter. Let me add one more name. Once we are done editing text, we will want to save it. To do that, I will hit escape to go into the command mode, and then I will type :W to save the file or to write the file. I can see that it has written in 2 lines and 26 characters. I can make some more changes by typing I again. And let me add Ringo and George to the list. If I want to save the file and exit, I'll make sure I'm in command mode by typing escape and type :WQ to write and quit. We are back to the shell. Let us type ls to check if the file has been created. There you are. We can see beatles.txt. I can also use the cat command to check the contents of the file on the terminal. We are also allowed to open an existing file with vim to make more changes. We type vim beatles.txt. By default, we'll end up in command mode again. Now I can scroll up and down using the arrow keys. If you have not been able to install vim, then using the up-down keys may be interpreted in a very different way. You may start seeing some strange characters on the screen. Then how would you scroll? Well, in that case, you can go into the command mode and use the following: J for next line, K for previous line, H for moving left, and L for moving right. Let me repeat those for you. J for next line, K for previous line, H for moving left, L for moving right. Then again, you would not need these keys and your arrow keys should work fine if you have been able to install vim. Back to editing the file. Let us add one more name to this. That should do. Let us go back to the command mode by typing escape. And I type colon. Oh wait, Tony is not really Beatles, is he? Certainly a great artist, and he collaborated a lot with Beatles, but not really part of the four. So I may not want to put his name in this text file. I would want to keep the file as it was before this edit. In that case, I will just type :q exclamation. It stands for quit without saving. But just before I press enter, let me show you something else. I also could have typed :w exclamation and then a text file name, thebeatbrothers.txt. :w exclamation stands for save as. However, I'll just go ahead and delete this. I will just quit without saving by typing :q exclamation. If you want to open a new file without a name, and well, you would want to think of a name while editing the file, then we can just type vim. That opens the screen for an untitled file. Go into the insert mode, type some text. Now go into the command mode by typing escape :wq. Now it tells me that the name of the file has not been given. So :wq, and you can give a nice name to this file like fifthbeatle.txt or something. Back to the shell. Let us go back to the Vim editor and perform a few more edits. Vim beatles.txt again. In command mode, we'll end up in command mode. Here, pressing DD, as in the letters D and D twice, pressing DD cuts a line wherever the cursor is. You see now Ringo Starr is gone. U, the letter U does an undo. A number followed by DD cuts those many lines. I mean, 3DD would cut 3 lines. 4DD would cut 4 lines. Y, the letters Y is for copying a line. A number and Y for copying multiple lines. For example, 5Y copies 5 lines. P, single letter P is used for pasting. DD is also used for deleting, as the content which is cut and not pasted remains deleted. Let us delete these 2 lines by pressing 2DD. You see, these 2 lines are gone. I'll just press a U, do an undo. And let me type :q exclamation for quit without saving. Though Vim is having innumerable options and features, the ones we have discussed should be enough for our purposes. So why don't we summarize these important operations? Vi or Vim followed by file name. That will help us open up the Vi or Vim editor. It has 2 modes. By default, it lands in command mode. Press I to go into insert mode. I for insert, escape key for command, In command mode, we can use :W for saving, :Q exclamation for quit without saving, :WQ for save and quit, :W exclamation for save as, DD to cut or delete, Y to copy, P for pasting, U for undo. That should be it with the VI and the VIM editor. In the next video, we'll have a look at Nano editor, which is another command-based editor.